I remember when I started working with my current coach, within a few days of starting, there were a couple people that were finishing up their year because he was offering a year-long program. And they're like, "We learned so much. Thank you to this coach." And it was so strange to me. I don't know how other people felt in that Zoom call that day, but I was like, "Where are you going? Like, what do you mean? Like you learned, yeah, you learned something,
Yeah.
but you got to stay in the room. You don't know what you don't know.
Wow.
Like you got to a level. You got to a level, yes, but there's more levels to go. And
Mhm.
where you are and where this man is
Wow.
there's a distance. Why
Stay in
wouldn't
the
you
room.
why
Stay
wouldn't you
in the
stay?
room. That's good.
You have to stay in the room
Mhm.
until you guys are peers. Like I mean like quantifiable, looking at money metrics peers, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you got to stay in the room.
Okay. Help me. Help me.
Thanks Shawntel for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So, today, listener fam, we are talking about mindset shifts that are keeping you from money and impact. And we'll see what we get through today. This might be a series, depending on the conversation. But over the course of the 4 or 5 years I've been helping women, I have seen these reoccurring mindset issues. And so the first one, Chantel,
Mhm.
is wanting to help people who cannot pay you.
You went straight in for me. You knew it. You knew it. You knew it. Oh, this is how we start now. Okay. All right. All right.
Well,
Well, did you say it one more time?
wanting to help people who cannot pay you. They can't pay you, which makes your business a hobby because you have no revenue. So let's distinguish a hobby versus a business. Two different things.
Woo, uh-huh.
And I feel like this is really natural for women. Okay. So women, we are, yes, there's an innate part to us, but it's also like a socialization part where we are brought up to care for people, places, things. A lot of times it's not paid. And so we bring that over into our business. I want to care for everyone. I want to help everyone or the particular group of people that we feel called to. And there's nothing wrong with helping people, right? We
Mhm.
need to help people.
Yes.
But we then need to understand and not get frustrated when there's not money coming in because we have a hobby, right? And so one of the things that I like to tell people at the beginning is like, you need to decide if you want this to be a hobby, do it. I will support you. If you want this to be a business, great. We need to look at it as a business, right? And that means thinking about who we're helping. And that doesn't mean that we can't serve the other people also, but we can't get frustrated at them when they can't pay us.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Let me grab my support pillow. I feel like I need it. And you're absolutely right. I think for me, from my experience, I have um sought after and like created things that I enjoy doing. And so because I enjoy doing it and because I enjoy helping people, especially those who don't have access and feel like that they should. And I wasn't making any money. I was going in the hole. And so that was one of the reasons. So Indigo Harvest is a business that I relaunched. And before it's around health and wellness, health coaching and teas as well, because I love teas, right? So I incorporated these things because I enjoy them and I see the benefit in them. And I want other people to have access to this information, to this motivation, to the support. And I was like, whatever you want to give me, I'll take. And then after a couple years, it was like, oh, I'm in the hole when it
Mhm.
comes to my business. So let me just shut this down. Let me shut this down. And then this is where you came in. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet.
You can.
Okay. with your program that you offered, and I really am looking forward to other people benefiting from it because it helped me so much. But talking to you about charging and selling and all those pieces to a good business really helped change my mindset. So I'm gonna hold on to this support pillow that you continue because
It looks so
you hitting me.
it looks comfortable. I kinda wanna hold it too. No, but these are things that I'm not saying anything, fam, that I have not gone through,
Mhm.
right? I am talking to you, yes, what I've seen, but I will be the first one to raise my hand. I have been guilty. And so what I probably said within the program and would just encourage the listener as well is you can do free things like YouTube content, right? To provide resources, to provide benefit to people who cannot pay you because there's a couple of things. One, there are people who cannot pay you, right? But also, you are one person. Even with a great team, you can't serve everyone that wants to work with you if it's a direct sort of service client thing. Now, if it's like a downloadable or like some like asynchronous, course, then of course they can all buy it, right? But the reality is, based on some of your businesses, it requires you being present or someone from your team being present, and you can't serve everyone. So put free content out there. It also helps for marketing, right, and visibility. But we just need to distinguish, like, what is the hobby? What is the community service for
That
those
part.
that can't pay? And then what is the business, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like I hope that's such a mental relief. Like you can do both. You
Yeah.
can still serve,
Yes.
but when it comes down to business, we're doing business.
Mhm.
That means we charge friends and family too.
Mhm. That part. That part.
One of the things that I learned, and I know I would have said this in the program, is when people pay, they pay attention. I have told friends and family things that they've never done. I gotta drill this in at the beginning. I don't know how much we'll get into in this
No, let's go.
episode,
Let's
but
go.
I wanna make sure because the common thing, especially among women, is money and making money, and if we're focused on eliminating debt, saving for our future, building generational wealth, we need to make money, and there's nothing wrong with making money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again, there's nothing wrong with making good money.
Good money. Mhm.
That means we charge. I remember, she's I wouldn't call her a coach, I have a set coach, but someone else I buy products from and join some of their masterminds, and I remember she said before she had a website, she had a way for people to pay her. That was number 1.
That is important. And
So
that makes sense.
mhm.
It
Yeah,
makes sense
yeah.
because it's not just, and you shared this with us too, it's not just for the business owner, but it's for the client. Like
Mhm.
the client shows up different whenever they pay. And so, yeah.
They are ready to receive, and they are
Mhm.
ready to make back their money. Whatever they invested, they want to see the return, and that pulls on you as the one leading because 'cause you're then in a position like, I need to help them
Right.
either make back this investment
Mhm.
or see a breakthrough. Like, if you're a relationship coach, I wanna make sure that this couple has a breakthrough because they paid me. As opposed to, like, a friend, you coming, I might give you advice. Maybe I'm, kinda there with you, but I'm journeying with you differently when we have some sort of transaction where we both have skin in the game, not
Mhm.
just one of us, right? We
Right.
both need to have skin in the game.
Yeah.
And to something that you said earlier, which again, I've been there as well, when we put so much money in and it's not making a return, what happens? It shut down. Now no one is benefiting.
Yeah. Yep. That is so true. I think another thing that's helped me because I'm a believer, Luke 16 talks about the shrewd manager, the parable of the shrewd manager, and it talks about using wisdom and strategy to bring money into the kingdom. And to me, it just felt like permission also, you know? So
Mhm,
that also helped me shift.
mhm.
It.
I love that. I love that. I'm grateful you brought that up because that's the second part of this podcast title. So a lot of times, I think in past episodes, we focus on like the seasons aspects. So the podcast is seasons and stewardship. We focus on the seasons, the different times, areas of our lives, highs and lows, et cetera, that we go through. Then there's the stewardship part. How are we multiplying
Mm,
what we've been given?
mm,
That is stewardship.
mm,
How are we taking whatever it is, whatever the talent is, and multiplying it?
mhm,
How are we multiplying money? I feel like I don't know why. I feel like I want to keep drilling in the money part.
mhm.
It is okay, not only okay, you need to. To be a good, faithful steward, you need to multiply your money, multiply your impact. That
I
is
think it's the
okay.
I think it's the it's okay part. Growing up with people drilling in your head, like, "Don't be a lover of money, don't be a lover of money," and which we aren't called to be, but what that actually looks like. And it doesn't look like not making not making any money. Uh,
Mhm.
and so, yeah, it's
Ooh, there's, I'll say this, I heard this the other day. There's a pastor, he was like, 2 of the most common prayers that people request are, to make money, to, like, have money, right? Like, "Oh, I need money to this, that, and the other," and for healing, and he was like, "We shouldn't be a people that is always praying and asking for money, like, we have gifts, right? We have talents and abilities. If anything, like, as Christians, we have the Holy Spirit, and we're praying and begging from like, what is that? How is that a witness? Like, what does that look like?"
wow.
And so, yeah, and I'm so glad you brought up how we were raised, right? And that's really good context and foundation. So I came out the gate. Chantel got her support pillow, but but we have these mindset and beliefs for reasons, right?
Yeah.
So whether something traumatic might have happened to us growing up, maybe some of us were homeless, maybe some of us, had to do different things and like we wanted to hold on to money or we were afraid to invest or like there's things like real life things that have happened or
Yeah.
things that you were taught, right? And people meant well, work hard, save your money, like all those different things. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're right, those things they do affect our mindset. They do affect how we show up. And one of the things that I've said to past clients, I said in the program that you were in, is we are our business.
Yeah.
All of us.
Mm,
We bring all of that into our business. Why? Because we're
right.
building it, we're leading
Mhm.
it, we're shaping it, we're guiding it.
Yeah. It's coming from us.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, the next one's not so bad, but number 3 kinda takes it back up, so we're going up and
I can give my support pillow a break for a second. Okay.
number 2, the belief that there's not enough clients. And I'll add on to this, a comparison that, like, if that person you see on social media has this huge following, that all of and you have similar clients that you're trying to attract, that they're all going to her or him, and there's not enough for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
A couple things I wanna say. I don't know, how's that what does that make you think of?
It's all a processing up here. I I think along with that is for me,
Mhm,
the desire to not be a quote unquote copycat. So if there is someone who I feel like is doing it at a level that attracts 1,000,000, 2,000,000, 3,000,000 followers, who am I to do similar and have 800 followers,
mhm, mhm,
and offering, you know,
mhm.
well, that's what's going on in my head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the rawness of that. One, I will say there are the people that have 1,000,000, 2,000,000, 3,000,000 followers are likely not leading group or one-on-one programs.
Makes sense?
Those individuals have, as do we, a lot of things going on, but they're likely not leading it. And if they are, it's a different type of premium. I
Mm.
always say premium prices, that's a different type of premium. That's on the outer edge. So you can be inspired by people that have 1,000,000, 2,000,000, 3,000,000 followers, go to their conferences, XYZ, but they're likely not offering the group coaching. If they do, it's going to be a large group of people. It's not going to be something that's more intimate, which there's nothing wrong with large or small. I'm just saying, like, that's likely what it is because that's the business model.
Sure.
It depends on what the person who's looking for the support, the client, wants. And so there's strengths to both. And so I would say for you, for others, don't focus on what other people are doing. If you have a calling, if you know that these are parts of like your gifts, your talents, which I believe we are all fitted in a way to deliver things in a unique way. And we have those skills. We just need to keep building them. Those towns we need to keep building them. But yeah, I would definitely encourage everyone that knows that they have something that they want to offer the world to do it. And there's enough clients for everybody. There's absolutely enough clients for everybody.
Mhm. That's good, that's good. I think it also requires putting yourself out there too in different ways.
Mhm,
Sometimes I kinda get stuck in a system that works or and limiting myself in that way and
mhm,
not being able to, reach other people who may also need that same service,
mhm,
just because I'm stuck in a system that works.
mhm.
And so exposing, yourself to others as well, I think would be
So you mean like
helpful.
trying new things to kind of break out of routine? Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's having a mindset where you're willing to try new things is what helps businesses be sustainable. Now, if someone wants to come in, do business for a year or two, okay, that's a different conversation. But if this is a 5, 10, 15 rest of your life
Sure.
business, then we're going to have to ebb and flow, even as the world changes. When I think back 20 years ago, oh my gosh, it just hit me. Like I graduated from high school 20 years. Like back 20 years ago, yes, life was very different. And so we're gonna have to shift and change because online business
Yeah.
5 years from now, maybe even 3 years from now, will look different than what it is right now. Which I'm gonna go to something else because it ties into it. We need to have business mentors and coaches because you need people who are operating at a higher level who have access to rooms that you don't currently have access to. Not saying that you won't in the future, but they have access to resources and rooms. They can hear conversations and bring that back to you.
Mhm.
You need people who are a couple steps ahead of you. They don't have to be at the finish line, but at least a few steps ahead of you so that they can help guide and shape the process.
Mhm.
Um, I might have told you this at one point, maybe in I don't know if it was a private conversation or in the program, but I remember when I started working with my current coach, he has a group coaching program, and within a few days of starting, there were a couple people that were finishing up their year because he was offering a year-long program. And they're like, "We learned so much. Thank you to this coach." And we're, exiting with like gratitude. And it was so strange to me. I don't know how other people felt in that Zoom call that day, but I was like, "Where are you going? Like, what do you mean? Like you learned, yeah, you learned something,
Yeah.
but you gotta stay in the room. You don't know what you don't know.
Wow.
Like you got
So
to a level. You got to a level, yes, but there's more
mhm.
levels to go. And
Mhm.
where you are and where this man is
Wow.
there's a distance. Why
Stay in
wouldn't
the
you
room.
why
Stay
wouldn't you
in the
stay?
room. That's good.
You have to stay in the room
Mhm.
until you guys are peers. Like, I mean, like, quantifiable, looking at money metrics peers.
Mhm.
But even then, you can be peers and have different strengths and still need to draw from someone. But, like, stay in the room, keep being stretched because you need to be around not just the coach, but oftentimes it's a group model. You
Mhm.
need to have encouragement in other people that are running the race
Mhm.
alongside you,
Mhm.
right? It's different. Now, some of y'all might be better than me, and I've learned I'm not actually at this place as much anymore. But if I go to the gym at 5 a.m. and I'm the only one on the treadmill, I will be
Mhm.
faithful. I will do my walk. I will do my jog.
Uh-huh.
But if there's 7 other people on the treadmill next to me, I might run a little bit faster because I wanna, like there's something about that social facilitation, right?
Sure.
Like and so it's the same thing when you're in a group coaching model. When you hear other people's wins, when you hear, like, what they've done, you're like, "Oh, god, I gotta keep going," or, "Ooh, let me talk to them about this after the call," or you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you gotta stay in the room.
Okay, 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 help me, because I shared this with you before, I think. I am the type that is, like, receive the information, process the information, and then produce. Okay, and then I'll come back and get some more information. So help me understand the pace and the balance of that. How do I stay in the room
Mhm.
and produce quality at the same time if my process is that? Or should it be something different?
No,
Or
it's it should be the same regardless. So staying in the room means staying connected to sources. It's almost like pulling a plant out of a pot, like taking it out of the soil
Mhm.
and not watering it, and still expecting it to grow at the same rate as the other plants. Even if they could be 2 different plants, 2 different species, right? So maybe you're a coach for something else, the other one's a coach for something else, but you just still being in that environment, you're still being fed, you're still being watered, you're still growing, and you need that. You might grow a little slower, but I guarantee you, you're not gonna grow at the rate that you could be if you remove yourself from that space. You need a coach to be like, "So and so, why haven't I seen you posting in 2 weeks?" Because we can be in our mind like, "I'm mulling this over," and then that could also be, like, perfectionism kind of coming in at certain points.
Absolutely.
But you need someone to be like, "What's going on?" And you're not gonna get that isolation. You're not gonna get that when it's cold and you're home and hubby is nice and warm. You're not gonna you're not. You
Mhm.
need to be in a room with people who will motivate you and push you.
Wow. Mm, mhm.
I will always have a coach. Now, here's what I will say about coaching, and I think I shared this in the program. Every coach has their strength. You could have 4 different coaches. They're teaching you how to make social media content or how to develop a personal brand or whatever. They each have their unique strength. They're not all the same.
Mhm.
That's why there's really no competition between coaches. Everyone has their strength. So it could be a social media content person, someone's really strong in YouTube. Like they know YouTube inside out. Maybe the other one is really strong at delivering live um, content across multiple platforms, right? They're not all strong in everything. So the reason why I say that is I will always have a coach. It might not always be the same coach, but I will always have a coach based upon where I need to grow in this season.
That's good.
People need to stay in the room because here's why I'm so passionate about it. Listener, me, Shawntel, we have callings. We have
Mm.
giftings that people need. You do health, people need health. People need money. People need to use their voice, which is something I'm passionate about. People need these things. So we have to keep growing.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the people we're serving. In a way, I believe we need to have our businesses
Mm.
because how we're able to express ourselves. If you're a singer, but you can never get on stage, it's not just about the audience listening. It's you, like there's something in you
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
needs to sing.
Mm. Yes.
If you're an author, you need to write. Even if no one picks up the book, you have to.
That's good.
So
That's
you gotta
stay in the room.
you have to. You have to. You're building yourself. It's not just about building the audience, you're building yourself. And in building yourself, you're able to do what you love, what you were born to do. That this is a transformation. It's not just I know we were talking about serving people, but it's not just about the people. It's about the business owner.
Yes.
It's about the woman doing what she's called to do. And I'll
Yeah.
say this, try and think about how to do this so other people don't have to grab their support pillows. Women and men, but I'm talking to women, that's my audience. We can have many callings, many things, many responsibilities.
Mhm.
I am passionate about women who feel that they have a calling, yes, in being a wife and a mother, but also have a calling outside of that and being able to express all of those things at the same time.
Mm.
So I want women to have the fullness of their identity. And I'm not belittling or putting down being a wife and mother. I am both, and I love it. I also believe that before you were a wife and mother, God put different skills and abilities in you.
Hallelujah.
Those, some of those things you might have seen expressed as a child, and maybe it was just stifled because of life and whatever, or maybe someone said, "Don't do that. You're not going to make money." Whatever it was, but there's things that you're called to do in
Mhm.
addition to it. So we've talked about time management, all that, yeah. But there's something else. So I'm really passionate about pouring into the business owner in front of me.
That's
Like,
good.
you need to grow.
Mhm. That's good. I, recently had an experience. So I got married 2020, had Jaden 2022, and then had my 9-month-old Jackson 20 to the end of 2024. And, when you're in the mode of keeping somebody alive for several years at that point, because Jaden and Jackson um, are close together in age, you forget, or I forgot about me in a certain way, that I knew that God was with me as a wife because I need him to be a good wife. And I know he's with me as a mom because he's going to take care of his children. And I recently went to a writing retreat, and it was just me. This is my first time spending several days by myself since Jaden. So it's been several years, and it was terrifying. It was terrifying. And but I knew that God had called me to do it, to show me that, and this was my prayer, that he was with me because he loved me before I was a mom, before I was a wife. And I had forgotten that. And it was time for me to remember those gifts that he had put in me, and just that she loved me
Mhm, mhm.
outside of those things. And so yeah, yeah. Thank you
Wow.
for that.
Well, thank you for sharing. And it's a common experience, whether you're a mom of one or multiple. Maybe you're a wife, but you're not a mom yet, for various reasons.
Mhm.
But it's very easy to lose yourself. Something that I heard the other day, which is not a spouse or a mother, but someone who was following after their parents' dreams in
Wow.
terms of their career,
Mhm.
right? And wanting to be a good child and support their parents' dreams and go after something that seemed lucrative but wasn't their dream. And so we
Yeah.
can get caught up in all these different expectations and identities, but not understand who we are and who we're called to serve. Because at the end of the day, how God set up, which is so beautiful, is that any gift that we have, it impacts somebody else for the better, right? We get joy out of doing it and it helps other people
Mm.
and it keeps the world spinning. Not really, but like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we all affect each other in this beautiful way.
Mhm.
And so it's when one piece is missing, we're not expressing our gifts, our calls, our talents. It has effects. We might not even know the effects that's having, but it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so it's just scary. We might not know because of delay, because of different things. Like there is someone who God predesigned to work with us, to receive our services, who he's waiting for us to stop moving past comparison, all these things, so that this daughter, this son, Christian or not, we're all created by God. This daughter, this son gets what they need.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Shawntel, this is part one.
But if she would bring my pillow back, because you get
Well,
hot today.
well, fam, please let us know in the comments what you took away from today's episode and DM me on Instagram at Positioning Women Seasons. Let me know that you got this far in the video. Shawntel and I are going to be holding our support pillows together.
Go ahead and grab
But
yours.
yeah, we'll just make some. We'll make some Positioning Women support pillows. We'll mail it out to everybody.
There we go.
I love it. New product line. I love it. Everyone has their sweaters and their shirts. We have support.
We have support Phillips. We can just hug.
I love it. I love it. This has been so good, so rich. I appreciate you, Shawntel, for being on. And like I said, fam, this is part one because we are on a journey together. We are doing this thing. We're living out our gifts, our calling. We're being good stewards while also navigating the different seasons, the different flows of life, different identities, and we're impacting the world.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for the next episode next Thursday. And until then, be blessed.